Versus video, if it's considered copyrighted, if they don't follow the muted or taken down. And the owner of the video has to make it to change it, remute it. But he awards stuff and finds that it actually affects the size.
Shootout games, right?
Especially on touch. The triggers can't think unless they
Yeah, we just clicked in regular abbreviations.
so they have to avoid especially Super Bowl.
Snakes.
What's the six?
Let's talk after Christmas. We'll see how well it's going. Zydeco fans, let's hear it for a couple doing their pals on the ice. Get excited with the fighting out of the back.
Welcome to tonight's game. Baton Rouge Zydeco in Columbus River Riding. The Racing River Center wants to remind all attendees that banging on or hanging from the glass is strictly prohibited. Any packs going on doing this may be ejected and removed the game without a refund. Once again, Racing Center appreciates your cooperation in refraining from banging on the glass. Bolts of flying puck can do a great deal of damage, so it is important that all fans be alert at all times. Keep your eye on the puck. The Raising Cane River Center, City of Baton Rouge, and the Baton Rouge Zydeco are not responsible for spectator injuries. Ticket holder assumes all risk and danger incidental to the game of hockey, including but not limited to the danger of being injured by a puck or hockey stick and agrees in the arena. The FPHL, its officers, employees, the participating clubs, their agents, and players are not liable for injury resulting from such cases. Fans, enjoy tonight's game and welcome to Baton Rouge Zydeco Hockey.
First time I've ever had anybody.
Is it going to cost Craig's? Right. Right. Yeah, look, Amanda, when you get a second, come up here.
Gentlemen's First Responders Night, presented by our friends and Red Stick Financial. Thank you to all of our first responders for all you do for our community. Fans are auctioning out 3 Zydeco specialty jerseys from the 23-24 season. Scan the QR code on the screen. The auction begins tonight at 7 o'clock and ends at 9 a.m. on December 3rd. Again, scan the QR code on the screen. The auction begins at 7 o'clock tonight and ends at 9 a.m. on December 3rd. You got a few days to get it done, but get started right now. Encourage your Zydeco game experience doing group events. Contact Lucy at vrzydeco.com. Lucy, waiting for your email or call. Get information on how to bring your company, your birthday party, your church group. Bring them out for a group night with Baton Rouge Zydeco.
Probably when he ran it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ice division, Columbus River Dragon. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to get warm. Welcome to the ice. Your Zydeco. Professional hockey. Zydeco Clubs brought to you by Fidelity Bank. Fidelity Bank, here for good. Baton Rouge Zydeco are partnering with Sylvia's Toys for Christmas and hosting a joint drive for children in need. Bring your unwrapped toys to any Postgame through December 21st. Drop them off at either merchandise stand. Help us help Sylvia's Toys for Christmas with the Zydeco Toy Drive. Again, bring unwrapped gifts to either merchandise stand through December 21st, and thank you for your help.
Hello, Zydeco fans, and welcome to the Baton Rouge Zydeco pregame show brought to you by Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Andy Petzinger up here in the broadcast booth, getting you prepped and ready for the third game of the four-game Thanksgiving week gauntlet. We hope everyone here had a very happy Thanksgiving and are cashing in on some sweet Black Friday deals. Tonight, you got your Baton Rouge Zydeco back here at the friendly confines of the Raising Cane's River Center to take on the Columbus River Dragons for the second straight game. Let's reel it on back to Wednesday night in Columbus for just a quick recap of what happened there and what turned out to be one of the most exciting games of the year to this point. The first period opened up with some really good back and forth pace. The Zydeco started to take some control of the game about 5 minutes in, and they were rewarded with a Kevin Sabat goal to take the 1-0 lead. Just before the end of the first, the River Dragons would strike back on a nice little backdoor feed to Alexander Jamaev, and the period would end tied up at 1. The script was flipped a little bit in the second period as the River Dragons really came out with a good push for the first, I would say, 5 or so minutes of that period, and the Zydeco were able to survive it. Shortly after that 5-minute period, Brody Thornton did exactly what he does best and was able to wheel his way from the Zydeco zone and threw some forecheckers in the neutral zone and unloaded just a wicked wrister that beat William Lavaliere over the glove, just underneath the bar, and it caused a 6.5-minute long review. It was longer than I had expected it to be. I had one of the better seats in the house, and I was able to see it go just under the bar, and I saw the netting move. So I knew it was going to be a goal, but it took quite some time for the officials to determine that it was a good goal. But the Zydeco would end up taking a 2-1 lead because of it. Columbus would come right back and tie things up just 2 minutes later. Got a nice little gift right after their penalty had expired. The Zydeco couldn't really get a line change. They had 4 forwards out there and 1 defenseman, so they took advantage of that and were able to get a break towards the net and tie the game at 2. Third period continued the seesaw affair as the Zydeco got on the board first. Elijah Wilson, in his 100th game, received just a beautiful pass from Ethan Matcham that took a great Zydeco bounce, and Elijah Wilson was able to score on a breakaway attempt for his 9th of the season. They would hold on to that lead until Justin Samaro, I should say, of the River Dragons was able to beat Brendan Colgan on the short side. That tied it up at 3. And the Zydeco after that would just find themselves in some penalty trouble as the third period continued. Something that we're seeing a trend of recently is a little bit too much time in the penalty box. So we'll get to that in just a minute in our keys to the game. But on a 4-on-3 power play for the River Dragons, Kirk Underwood, their captain, was able to let a slap shot go that just squeaked underneath the arm of Brennan Colgan, and Columbus, for the first time, would take the lead at 4-3. Now, if anyone here who has paid attention to the Zydeco all year, they know that the Zydeco could not be counted out of that game until the horn sounded, right? They were gifted with the power play right after that. And who else but Elijah Wilson once again comes in the clutch as per usual to send it to overtime, tie things up, send it to overtime. He unloaded a half clap, I guess I would call it. Wasn't even a full slap shot, but a half clap that went right underneath the bar and tied the ball game up at 4 and sent it to overtime. Typically in these overtime sessions, what we've seen so far this year, and that was our 5th time going into the overtime last night, but it's been a relatively passive. Obviously, there's been some exciting back and forth moments and things like that, but it was more so in the sense of you make sure you have control of the puck. And if you need to regroup in the neutral zone, you regroup. If you don't like the way that things are panning out, you regroup. But the whole key to overtime is to keep control of the puck, safety first. That was not the case in overtime on Wednesday. Both teams went back and forth. All bets were off. It was almost like it was a race against the clock to see who could survive the longest. So eventually, the clock won. And for the 3rd straight game, the Zydeco needed a shootout to close things out. So after they went down 1-0 after the first round, Dmitry Kuznetsov, who continues to be a master in the shootout, came in and scored his 4th shootout goal of the year. And the second round finished tied at 1. That's how it would stay for the next 3 rounds, as both goaltenders were very strong in net, made a couple of really nice stops. Elijah Wilson would step up as the Zydeco's 6th shooter. The guy who had had the hot stick all night long, was able to roof one in the shootout, gave the Zydeco the lead, and that was all that was needed for Brendan Colgan, as he was able to come through in the clutch against his former team and got the W for the Zydeco, that very last save. And it boosted his shootout record to 3-1 and his overall record to 8-3. It really was a brilliant win for the Zydeco, who has shown time and time again, and they're not out of any game until the final horn goes. That is now the 6th come-from-behind win for the Zydeco all season long. I talked a little bit with Matthew Gordon before the game tonight. We just talked a little bit about Wednesday night's game and being over a quarter of the season done. How important it is to be racking up points and staying on top of the division. So let's listen to Gordo real quick.
Downstairs pregame with Matthew Gordon. Gordo, first and foremost, have you worked out the brownies from last night?
They're still working through, but I think I'll be ready by game time.
Very good. All right, Wednesday night we saw a pretty good back and forth affair with Columbus, who's in town today. Came from behind again to get the win. What was it feeling like in the locker room after that?
I was definitely feeling relieving. I mean, being down in both those games, it was definitely a sense of kind of like, oh crap, we're down. We gotta get back in this. But also, I think everyone kind of believed that we could come back no matter how much time was left.
Yeah. Over a quarter of the way finished through this season so far. You guys find yourself first in the division. Got a 6-point cushion, 4 games in hand to the second-place Thunderbirds. How important is it to keep on racking the points up every single game when you got that many games in hand?
Yeah, definitely don't take your foot off the pedal. I think just keep getting these points that we need against every team, especially the teams you don't expect to give you a battle. They're going to give you the best battle every single night, and I think we just got to keep on winning and just focus on us, and I think we'll be fine.
Appreciate it, Gordo. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff there from Gordo. When I tell you that I watched him eat at least 6 or 7 brownies at last night's Thanksgiving dinner, he ate at least 6 or 7 brownies. He kept coming back. Half the tray was his. And quick shout out to our Booster Club members for taking care of us last night. They dropped off a whole hoard of food that's going to end up feeding us for the next month and a half. So we appreciate all that you guys do as per usual. But thank you for bringing us our Thanksgiving dinner and making it feel a little bit like home. Couple things from that interview with Gordo, talking about everyone believed we can come back no matter how much time was left on the clock. I think that shows a lot about the thought process, the belief in this team. To be quite honest with you, they're all on the same page in that locker room. Everyone knows that until the 60 minutes are up, or as recently the 65 minutes are up, we're never out of a hockey game. Doesn't matter what the score is. We are never out of a hockey game. So really great that this group has been able to kind of gather that mindset and make that their team identity, like Kevin Sabat said the other day. Another good point by him was just to keep the foot on the gas pedal. We're going to talk to Jay Cox a little later about just not getting complacent. Things are going well right now, but you don't want to, settle down now that you're in first place and, you've worked this hard. You don't want to take your foot off the gas. So keep on going, keep on pushing the pace. So we are going to head to our commercial break here. But when we come back, we're going to preview tonight's contest and hear, like I said, from Jay Cox and our head coach, Everett Thompson. I have that YouTube chat pulled up as well, so if anybody does have any questions before the pregame show ends, I will do what I can to answer them for you. So keep that in mind as we get closer to puck drop. You are listening to the Zydeco pregame show brought to you by Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church Funeral Services will handle it all with care. Church Funeral Services.
Welcome back to the Zydeco pregame show brought to you by Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Tonight we got the Zydeco and the Columbus River Dragons meeting for the final time this year, at least in the regular season anyway. It's always been an important goal for the Zydeco to start grabbing wins from teams like the River Dragons. So getting the W on Wednesday night was huge, but it doesn't stop there for this team. Tonight is another huge game to show the league that it's not just a fluke that they were able to beat them last night. We're the real deal. So let's hear from Jay Cox here real quick, just on the importance of continuing to win against top teams like the River Dragons and what needs to happen for the Zydeco to pull out the win tonight.
All right, pregame with Jay Cox. Coxie, huge win Wednesday night up in Columbus. This is a team that you guys have been trying to compare yourself to pretty much all year long. You guys finally got the W out of it. How do you keep yourself at this point now from getting too comfortable?
Right. I mean, for us, it's just about a model of consistency. We're going to go out there and try and perform every night. To stay consistent, we have to do things in practice that continue to make us better, stay within our structure, and ultimately just continue to work and don't get satisfied.
You got the shootout win on Wednesday. How do you end up getting a regulation win today?
Regulation win for us is just playing a full 60 minutes. We feel like if we go out there, we play our game, we shouldn't have a problem finishing in regulation tonight. We do like making it exciting for our fans with that extra free
That's
hockey.
for sure. All right, thanks. Good luck tonight, Jake.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff from Jay Cox, and once again, want to thank him and Gordo and Everett Thompson for being part of our pregame show today, taking a little time out of their day to talk with me. A model of consistency, working hard in practice, so it pays off in the game. Jay Cox has been around the block here for a little bit. He's been with the Zydeco for a year and a quarter now. He knows exactly where they were last year and what's going right for this team. So talking about being a model of consistency, that's what they were explaining that the River Dragons were. They want to be like the River Dragons. They want to be in the same conversation as the River Dragons, as the Athens Rock Lobsters. So having that model of consistency, of being able to find ways to win, being able to beat the teams that they're supposed to beat the teams that they might not be supposed to beat, right? That's kind of what he's getting at there. And he's not wrong. They definitely like keeping it exciting for our fans. I think I'll need a pacemaker if we have another shootout today. So let's go back to our interviews and listen to Everett Thompson talk about just the team's success so far and a pretty small sample size on the road and what to look for tonight against Columbus. So let's hear from Everett.
Pregame with Everett Thompson. Everett, been a lot of home games to start out the season. Finally, starting to get some road legs going here, and perfect in 4 games. What are you seeing from your team that's made them so successful on the road in a little short time span?
We're playing simple on the road. I think it's one of those things where we do come together. The road creates adversity in general, so I think it's one of those things where we have a really resilient group and we kind of thrive on that.
You got 3 straight games that have been decided in extra time shootouts. Obviously, great to get those W's and get the 2 points out of it. Is there any concern though in not getting the regulation wins out of those at all?
I mean, not really concerning about not getting the wins. It's more of just how we're getting to these points. I think we can really start to execute a little earlier throughout games here, maybe a little bit more urgency, and try to find these W's within the 60. That extra point is huge and critical down the line. I'm not going to be too critical about how we get wins. Sometimes if you got to go to extra, that's one thing. But I mean, you would like to see us dictate and maybe execute a little earlier because I think we're letting teams kind of stick around a little bit longer than we'd like. So it's one of those things where we can clean up a few things on our end to make it a little easier on ourselves.
Got Columbus in town wrapping up the season series. What's your biggest key for tonight?
Puck management and shift management.
Beautiful. Good luck, ET.
Thank you.
All right, good stuff there from Everett as well. And a good point talking about the playing on the road. The road creates adversity, and this group thrives on being in adverse situations. And he's not kidding. I mean, it seems like whenever they are up against the wall, or they're down a couple of goals in the third period, it seems like they somehow find a way to get a second and third gear and really turn the tides and push the pace of play down at the other end. So the fact that they're able to do that not only at home, it's easy to play off of your home crowd, be able to feed off your home crowd and the energy that they're giving you, but to do that on the road when everybody's against you, that takes a special kind of spunk. That's for sure. I do agree with him as well, talking about allowing teams to stick around a little longer than we'd like. At the end of the day, I mean, it's great that we're getting wins. You want to try to rack up as many wins as you can in this league in regulation time. Not only are you getting that extra point, but when it comes down to playoff scenarios, and with the Zydeco having 4 games in hand to, the second place Carolina Thunderbirds, you want to have that bit of a buffer, that mattress to kind of fall back on, to say, you know what, we've got the extra points, we've got the regulation wins. So I think they're definitely focusing a little bit more on trying to close games out in 60 minutes. So let's go ahead and get to our 3 keys for tonight's game. Number 1, stay out of the box. I had mentioned it earlier. The PK has struggled a little bit here recently. 5 goals allowed in the last 3 games, and it's dropped the penalty kill percentage a whole 7 points. So the PK definitely needs to find some time just to right the ship. So stay out of the box as best as you possibly can tonight. More shots on net as well. The past 2 games, the Zydeco have been outshot. That's not something that they're really used to. And they really haven't been able to get as many shots through to the net as they had in previous games. So no shot is a bad shot when you've got bodies going to the net. So get guys going to the net, look for redirections, look for screens, and start throwing pucks on net and see what happens. Number 3 is just keep the good vibes going. This group has worked hard, and they've made their own luck over the course of this season. Keep up the hard work, and you are going to end up getting rewarded. I know we've got one question here in the YouTube chat talking about, I believe, Nick Catola, Southern Mischief, is who you're asking about. Catola is doing well. I talked to them a little earlier today. He's still on track to come back. He still has a couple of symptoms here and there. So when you have a head injury like that, once again, you don't want to rush it. You want to make sure that you're taking as much time as possible with that. So that will end the Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing pregame show. We've got the only home game of the week And the last time we're going to be here until the 13th of December. So Zydeco and the River Dragons coming up next. Good news. The Baton Rouge Zydeco are halfway through the Thanksgiving gauntlet, thank goodness, and are 2-0 entering play today. They are feeling things that they've never felt as they continue adding to their franchise record win streak, sitting currently at 6 games. Tonight they welcome the Columbus River Dragons back to Baton Rouge to wrap up the regular season series for good. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Baton Rouge Zydeco Hockey. Andy Petzinger here at the Raising Cane's River Center. It's good to see me, isn't it? Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Tonight, the Baton Rouge Zydeco continue their hot play as they are the most popular ticket in town. A 6-game winning streak, first place in the division, and with a few road games under their belt, they now truly have a good idea of what it takes to win in just about any situation. This group of guys is having a whole lot of fun right now, and they are through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. They go by the beat of their own drum, and they force their opponents to play to Zydeco standards. That's something that a lot of young teams are not able to do. But this team has the right stuff. They continue defying gravity to stay atop the Continental Division, and as of now, they've got a 6-point lead and 4 games in hand over Carolina, who they see next week. We got ourselves a wicked good game coming up. Let's get you downstairs to our PA announcer, Joel Verkey, as we are just about ready for starting lineups and the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are thankful. We are thankful for the loved ones we can enjoy Thanksgiving with. We are thankful for the Thanksgiving memories of the loved ones we have lost. We are thankful for our first responders and the communities we call home. We are thankful for this opportunity to gather tonight with our hockey family in our beloved Trigger Center to cheer on our first place Baton Rouge Zydeco. But remember, fans, it's not just the players that have a job to do tonight. You too play a critical role in our success. So don't use the seat you paid for. Stand on the shoes you paid for. Don't use your phone all night. Use your voice all night. Hold nothing back, because tonight you are a member of Zydeco Nation. And Zydeco Nation is wild. Zydeco Nation is loud. Zydeco Nation makes visiting teams remember who they're playing. smoky offer. Starting at 4, number 10, Dimitri. At 4, number 19, Scott Show. At 4, number 34, J.J. On defense, number 22, Intermission. On defense, number 9, Gary Lindbergh. Starting in goal for the Baton Rouge Zydeco, Missouri, the head coach of the Baton Rouge Zydeco is Brent Thompson. Equipment manager is Keith LaCour. Team medical personnel is Dr. Julie LaCour. Your Zydeco like that, please remain standing and remove your caps. The Chief Mechanical proudly presents our national anthem performed tonight by Gabe Jacobs from private Central High School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sing does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave.
Wow, what a spectacular job there on the national anthem. Gabe Jacobs. Well done, sir. All right, let's get to your Tremonti starting lineups and goaltenders for the visiting Columbus River Dragons. In between the pipes, going to be Sammy Bernard in net, 4-1-1 record, a .932 save percentage, and a .185 goals against. 2 shutouts on the season. His defense in front of him is going to be Kirk Underwood and Brian Dunford. Starting forward line is going to be Ryan Hunter, Alexander Jemaeff, and Kyle Moore. For your Baton Rouge Zydeco, starting in net, Bailey Stevens getting the go for today. 3-0-1 on the season. He has a .234 goals against and a .907 save percentage. In front of him on defense, Ethan Matcham is matched up with Garrick Lindbergh. Forward lines are going to be Jake Cox, Scott Schrock, and Dmitry Kuznetsov. Really big matchup here tonight between the Zydeco and the River Dragons. You heard Everett talking about it before. Want to make sure that, or excuse me, not Everett, Jay Cox, want to make sure that you're not getting complacent with the way that things are going here. So interesting to see how the Zydeco come out and play today. Opening face-off, thanks to Sullivan's Steakhouse. As we get to play, it's in the River Dragon zone. Sent out to center ice. Ryan Hunter here on the near boards. Tried to throw it down low, but it went right into the skates of Garrett Lindberg. Now Hunter gets it once more. Throws it down to Moore, but Lindberg is able to smack it away from him, and Cox will come out to center ice. Send a cross ice pass for Kuznetsov over the line. Takes a wrist shot. Sticked out of there by Bernard. Kyle Moore for the River Dragons will throw it up the wall. Nobody home there for Columbus. Goes right to Brody Thornton, and he'll send it in deep. Wilson, Sabata, and Haggerty line is out there now. This line did some serious damage to the River Dragons last game. 2 goals for Elijah Wilson, 1 for Kevin Zabad. As we get an offside call here to the River Dragons. 18:54 left to go in the first period. Faceoff will come just outside the Zydeco zone. Picked up by Nolan Slaheka. He'll toss this one in. Nomiki going D-to-D with Brody Thornton. He'll fire it up the wall for Wilson. He'll smack it off the base of the boards and down into the Columbus zone. Wrapped around the wall there by Popov. Out to center ice. Storjahan looking to go cross ice there for the streaking Justin Samaro. Samaro was a little bit too ahead of that pass. Clearing attempt for the Zydeco doesn't go. Nomiki has it behind his own net. Stripped from him there by Bersani, trying to go out towards the point. Goes to Popov, his wrister, blocked by Sabad, and Wilson out to center ice at the end of a shift, though, so he'll one-hand this one back into the River Dragon zone and go off for a line change. Pass deflected off of a leg. Goes all the way back into the Zydeco zone. Ethan Matcham had a man all over him, but was still able to get it out to the neutral zone. Now Lindberg had his pass go in between 2 players. This will go all the way back down and an icing. 17:43 to go in period number 1. Draw going to come down to the right of Bailey Stevens, whose last game was against Port Huron 6 days ago. Or excuse me, that was a week ago, pardon me. Wrapped around the wall. Larwood is able to send it out to center ice, knocked away. And back comes Ryan Galvin for the River Dragons. Throws it cross ice, comes out to the point. Held in briefly, taken away by Tyler Larwood. Larwood tried to get around Kugler. Could not. Also had some attacking from Lind on the back check. And now the Dragons will take it away and come out to center. It's Cody Wickline. He'll drop it off for Austin Doe. Stick checked as he gets over the blue, and Scott Chirac will settle things down and throw it back for Lindberg. Both teams getting some line changes. Lindberg flips it far side. Cox, a bad angle shot. That one was stopped by Bernard. Rebound came out to the slot. Nobody home except for River Dragons. And they'll come out to the neutral zone. Moore entering the Zydeco territory. Looking out to the middle. Kuznetsov, nice job covering the slot. We'll pick that one off and move it over to Cox. Cox over the River Dragons line. Wrapped around the wall. Thornton shimmies around one. Check, sends him flying into the neutral zone and shoots one towards the net. That one was blocked. Chirac for Cox. Turning shot. That one goes wide of the near post. That was almost a redirection there from Cox, more than a shot. Now Brody Thornton in his own end. Moving it for Kuznetsov. Oh, he whiffed on the clearing attempt. Goes right to Moore. First pass didn't work out. He'll wrap it around for Storjahan. He has Doe going to the net. Elects to go out to the point. Dunford for Doe. His wrist shot. right near the top of the crease. That looked to be kicked out of there by Stevens. Now Dunford at the point. We'll move it for Samero. That wrist shot was about 1.5 miles wide and ricochets out to center. Brody Thornton in his own end will look up for Kevin Sabad. 3-on-3 back the other way. Sabad with some speed. Pulls up, looking for the late man. Holding on to it. Tossing it down low for Haggerty. Oh, he had Wilson all alone in front, but Haggerty could never really get control of the puck. And the River Dragons escape that and come out to center. This one's flipped into the Zydeco bench, and we'll get a whistle stopping play with 15-17 left to go in the first period. A couple minutes ago, he saw Brody Thornton put the moves on one of the River Dragons players and sent him flying out into the neutral zone. Brody is shifty, I'll tell you that. Face-off just outside the Zydeco zone. This one's taken by the River Dragons and sent back into Zydeco territory. Lindbergh trying to go up the wall with it. Austin Doe was there. Now pops in behind for Ethan Matcham. And he will flip this one out to center ice. Nolan Slaheka carries for the River Dragons. Going cross ice. Now Wick line, his wrist shot blockered out by Bailey Stevens. Cleared out to center by the Zydeco and all the way into River Dragon territory. Popov the first one there. He had MJ Graham on him. Was able to move it over for Hunter. That pass was a bad one. Goes right to Brody Thornton, who's got some speed coming in. Shooting one into the glove of goaltender Sammy Bernard. 14:32 to go in the first. We'll take our first commercial break. We are scoreless here in Baton Rouge.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church Funeral Services will handle it all with care. Church Funeral Services.
Zydeco fans, turn your Zydeco game experience into a group event. Contact Miss Lucy at lucy@brzydeco.com or call 225-515-PUCK for more information on group tickets. Face-off coming back into the River Dragon zone. We've got Graham, Bond, and Larwood out there with Thornton and Namiki on the back end. Off the draw, Graham trying to protect the puck and push it towards the net. Got taken out of there by the River Dragons and sent out to center. Oh, and a big hit there on Tyler Larwood. Alexander Jamayev lit him up in the neutral zone. Nice job by Larwood to get rid of the puck and get right back up again. That was a big hit. And Brody Thornton now gets tossed down in behind his own net. We're going to get a penalty here on the River Dragons as Thornton taking some time to get up, and Moore is pushing and shoving there with Rio Namiki. MJ Graham has got two guys on him as well. Graham and Kugler giving each other a couple of hugs. Finally, Graham and Kugler separate. Moore and Namiki are still having a friendly conversation. What'd you do for dinner? Well, we had catering come in. Pretty sure that's what that conversation was about. In any case, the Zydeco are going to head to their very first power play Oh, maybe not. Rio Namiki now being sent to the box. Got an interference on the River Dragons, and I believe I saw a roughing signal on Namiki. So let's see if we're going to go to the Badgers heating and air power play or if we're going to stay even on both sides. All right, we are going to have a Badgers heating and air power play. So we've got the Namiki, or excuse me, the Haggerty unit out there with Chirac and Thornton on the back end.
71, Alexander Jamayev, 2 minutes for interference. Also in the penalty box for the River Dragons, number 50, Kyle Moore, 2 minutes roughing. In the penalty box for the Baton Rouge Zydeco, number 4.
All right, so that makes a little more sense. So Namiki and Moore both get 2 minutes for roughing. Those are coincidental minors. They'll come out after their 2 minutes are up and on a whistle. So the Zydeco will stay on the power play, like I said. The Badgers heating and air power play, which is at 23% on the year. Good for third in the league. At home, they're clicking at 25%, though, so a touch better than what they're doing on the road. The River Dragons, their penalty killings at 77%. On the road, they click at about 82, so a little better than normal. Now Haggerty has it here on the near wall. Will go down for Wilson. Tried to go back to Haggerty, was at his feet, and he has a man all over him. And it gets chipped out to center ice. Thornton spinning away from the check of Bersani. He's able to get in over the blue line. Goes back to Wilson at the point. Wilson looking at his options. Goes down low for Thornton. Thornton walking the circle. Will drop it off for Wilson. He goes down for Haggerty, who couldn't seem to settle that puck down. Gets squeezed in the corner. Zydeco trying to outman, and they do. Chirac comes out of there with it, holding on to it. Down low for Haggerty. Wilson holding on to it, dropping it back to the point. Chirac could not hold that puck in, and it comes out to center ice. So no shots on net yet here for this Zydeco power play. Been mostly on the perimeter. As MJ Graham just coming off of a player change. Will walk through with speed. A backhand feed intended for Bond. Missed him. Bond now has it at center ice, and both teams are back at full strength. Bond around one check. Trying to go back to the point for Lindbergh. Nobody home, though. Lindbergh is going to have to race and beat Wickline to the puck. He does just that. And now out to center ice we go. Justin Samaro on the far side. We'll drop it off for Kugler. In his own end. Preston Kugler able to get it out to the neutral zone. And now Samaro. Trying to get around Gordon, and Chirac was able to get around both, but could not get past the long reach of Ethan Matcham. And now this time the River Dragons are just going to dump it in and try to chase after it. Lindbergh up ahead for Chirac. Nice turnaround pass trying to go to Bond on the far side. That was read, however, by Underwood. And now the River Dragons, Jamayev will wrap it around the wall. Looking for Galvin on the far side. Galvin heading towards the net. Had that knocked off his stick by Lindbergh. Now out to the point. Dunford will wrap it back to the far side. Doherty there. Has Galvin up in the high slot. Try to get it to him. Deflected off of a stick. And now Kuznetsov will move it over for Jay Cox on the far side. Cox rushing back the other way. He's got Chirac and Kuznetsov, but we end up getting a whistle for an offside. 10:38 left to go in the first period. That was close, I will say. I thought it looked to be onside from up here, but very well could have been that Kuznetsov was just a touch offside. The referee, the linesman, was in pretty good position there.
making your bids. Scan the QR code now.
Off the draw, Chris Ciolik will wrap this one off the glass and deep into the River Dragon zone. Haggerty on the forecheck. Able to pin that puck up along the wall, looking for some help, and Sabad taken from him and cleared out by Columbus. This one will bounce all the way down to the Zydeco zone and get an icing call. So an offensive zone face-off coming up here for the Zydeco. They'll stay with that Haggerty, Wilson, and Zabad unit. Draw going to the right of Sammy Bernard. Bernard played in both games at the River Center earlier this month. Came in relief in the first game. I wouldn't even say relief, but there was an injury to the other River Dragons goaltender. And he played pretty well in those 2 games. Up to that point, he had not given up a goal all year long. Ended up giving up 4 in those 2 games to the Zydeco. Now Storjahan here in the Zydeco zone, shooting one from the bottom of the circle. Good stop there by Bailey Stevens. Puck is free in the slot. Taken now, Slehecka. Stevens makes a short side stop there. Couple of good opportunities there for the River Dragons, and Bailey Stevens up to the task. We get an icing call here on the Zydeco with 9:37 to go in the first, but we get a TV timeout. So a nice little break for Baton Rouge. We stay scoreless thanks to a couple real beautiful saves by Bailey Stevens.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
All right, welcome back, Zydeco fans. Scoreless here in Baton Rouge. Keep up with everything Zydeco by following and liking the Zydeco on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. You can find all of our social media handles at brprohockey.com. Face off down to the left here of Bailey Stevens. Zydeco caught a break there with that TV timeout being right after an icing. That was a long shift for the Sabad, Wilson, and Haggerty line. They needed a little bit of rest, so that minute and 10 seconds or whatever it was very helpful. That's for sure. Here's Wickline walking into the high slot, shooting one, shrugged out of there by Bailey Stevens. Up in the air, goes in behind. Picked up by Doe. He'll go far side now out to the point. Kugler shot. That one was blocked. The rebound. Bailey Stevens going from his left to his right was able to track that puck and reel it in and make another nice stop. 9:09 to go in the first. We stay scoreless. Shots even at 5 apiece. The Zydeco at one point were up 4-1, so the River Dragons turning on the heat a little bit here on Baton Rouge. As Wickline coming in to take the face-off against MJ Graham. Graham will win that one. Nemiki was stripped of the puck. Here comes Wickline driving to the net. Nice shot by Graham to lift his stick. Brody Thornton going off the wall, trying to get it out to center ice. He does. MJ Graham after the puck. Couldn't beat Kugler to it. Now Kugler has it behind his own net. Nearly lost control of the puck and then did. He got hit by Bond in the corner, then gives a couple extra shots to Jackson Bond. Coming up the wall, Brody Thornton able to keep it alive for a brief moment. Austin Doe was able to push it out to center. Now Bond back the other way, dropping it for Graham. Graham trying to go back to Bond. He's got Namiki right in front. Couldn't get it to him. Now comes out to the point for Thornton. He shoots one into the glove of Sammy Bernard, who had a real good look at it. That's an easy stop. 4:31 in white. Face off to the right of Sammy Bernard. Kuznetsov, Sharrock, and Cox out there for the Zydeco. Matcham and Lindbergh on the back end. One cleanly by Cox to Matcham at the point. Throwing it toward the net. The redirect. Oh, great save there by Bernard. That's a good tip there from Jay Cox right at the hash marks. And Sammy Bernard in good position, able to kick it away. Sent into the Zydeco zone. Jemayev looking to go cross ice for Ryan Hunter. Stripped of that, and Kuznetsov will clear. Now a high flipper through the neutral zone, goes into the glove of Moore. Didn't really have anywhere to go with it, so he curls right back. Jemayev on the far side. Lost that one in his skates and throws it into the Zydeco zone. Stevens will play it up for Lindbergh. Cox got stood up at the red line, and Ryan Hunter for the River Dragons will settle things down. If you missed last game, Ryan Hunter, 88 in white, playing in only his second game for the River Dragons all year long. He was the leading the rookie of the year last year in the FPHL. Had quite a good season. Someone to keep an eye on for tonight as an offensive spark plug. As here's Brody Thornton. Speaking of offensive spark plug, had that one knocked off of his stick by Slahetka, and now cleared out to center by the River Dragons. Rio Namiki trying to move that one over for Sabah, but the puck was bouncing on him, and then Namiki gets sent to the ice. Gets right back up and goes through the neutral zone. He was stripped of the puck there, and here comes Storjahan back the other way. Storjahan has some space, shooting one. Good stop there by Bailey Stevens. Looked like he caught that one off the knob of the stick. Now Storjahan again with it, looking to throw it in front. Oh, great stop by Stevens. That one deflected off of Samaro's skate and went in on goal. And Bailey Stevens just with the tip of the toe. I hope he didn't cut his toenails today because he needed it. Now in the River Dragon zone, Slaheka hits the red line and will dump it into the Zydeco territory. Thornton bracing himself for the hit, able to protect the puck and go back for Lindbergh. Drops it back off for Thornton. Trying to get things set up here for the breakout and try to get a line change as well for Thornton. Now we get Ethan Matcham out there and we start our breakout. Lindbergh looking over his options. Hitting Gordon, streaking through the middle. After it now, Larwood and Lind. Lind wins that battle. Taken by the River Dragons and Kugler, over the line. There's a wrist shot sent wide of the net. Larwood now leaves it for Gordon. Knocked off of his stick there at the neutral zone and taken by Ethan Matcham going cross ice, but that goes right onto the stick of Austin Doe. He's stick lifted there from Larwood, who had Gordon going through the middle. Couldn't get the pass to him. Now a wrist shot, stop, rebound, and another good save there by Bailey Stevens. That was a tough rebound to give up. Ryan Galvin with a long wrist shot. Stevens had that one go off his shoulder, and it bounced right back into the slot, and he was forced to make a really nice save on Hunter Bersani, Cody Wickline. Now Gordon going up the wall. Needs some help from Larwood, still cannot get it out. Dunford pinching in to keep it alive. Trying to throw it towards the slot. Nobody home for Columbus. And Lindbergh floats it through the neutral zone. Picked off, though, by the River Dragons. Trying to start it right back up again. They do. Here's Lind. Shooting save made. Rebound. Oh, Jemayev had to go right over his stick. First stop was made by Stevens. And the second one, a nice bounce for the Zydeco, went right over Jemayev's stick. Otherwise, he had an open 6x4. Now Jemayev around Kuznetsov. And Sharrock. It stood up there by Namiki, but still is able to get the puck in deep. Pulled out by Brody Thornton from in behind the net, and he'll start out to center ice. 3-on-2 with Kuznetsov and Cox. Kuznetsov has it, looking across. Thornton, he scores! Brody Thornton! What a beautiful passing play by the Zydeco. Brody Thornton knew his job wasn't done when he let go of that puck over to Kuznetsov. Drove right to the net. Kuzi right on the blade. Moved it over to Brody Thornton, who picks up his 7th goal of the year. Stay hot, kid. Good Lord. That's a big goal there for the Zydeco to get the first one. Columbus had started getting a couple of chances and we're pushing the pace a little bit. And just like the second period on Wednesday's game, Brody Thornton starts a rush and ends up getting a goal. Here's a bad bounce right out in front. Goes wide of the net. Dunford keeps it in. Storjahan knocked off the puck but kept in by Dunford. Now Underwood gets around Zabad. Down low. Wickline holds on to it. Comes out to Dunford here at the near point. His long wrist shot. Tip. Oh, Bailey Stevens. Good stop there on Doherty's redirect. And now it comes out to center ice. Storjahan. Oh, nearly fumbled it there in the neutral zone. Then got stick checked by Haggerty. Couldn't really get it further than the red line. It gets sent back in by the River Dragons. Kleber out to Cox. Spinning from a check. We'll drop it back off for Thornton. Back out there for the Zydeco. 2.5 left to go here in the first. Want to make sure reminding our P's and Q's here if you're the Zydeco. Don't want to give up any late goals. Take that momentum away. And behind is Kuznetsov looking out in front. There's Nemiki. Couldn't get the shot all the way through. It bounced wide of the net. Jay Cox now holding on to it. Cycles down for Kuznetsov. Now Sharrock. This line's been working really well for the Zydeco. Sharrock. It's knocked off the puck, but Kuznetsov carries on out to Thornton at the point. Holding. Tried to shoot one, but his stick snapped in half. Got to come back the other way. And now we're going to get a penalty here on the Zydeco. I think it was the way that they gave Brody Thornton a stick from the bench. They threw a stick off the bench to Brody Thornton, and we're going to get a penalty on the Zydeco. I think it's going to be a delay of game call or something of the sort as we get an offsides here. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to end up getting. So Zydeco going to head to the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill right after this. Brody Thornton takes it 1-0.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. Andy Petzinger here up top the Raising Cane's River Center. Shane Haggerty is going to end up serving this penalty, but yeah, I think it's either going to be a bench minor or a delay of game. Like I said, it's one of those weird plays where you have to hand it directly to the player. You can't throw it on the ice and have him pick it up. That's an unfortunate turn of events there, but the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill going to go back to work. Doe going across. There's a slap shot that goes wide. Wraps around the wall. Underwood down low. Out to the point. Doe for Hunter on the near side. His shot was blocked there from Lindbergh, who goes and pins his man into the corner. Doe, or excuse me, Jemayev going back for Doe, went right in between his legs, and now Bond back the other way. He's got Larwood with him, trying to get it over. Went right into the legs of Austin Doe. Now Moore. And behind the Zydeco net. Lost it to Lindbergh. Wrapped around the wall. We're going to get another penalty on the Zydeco. As Underwood going cross ice. We might be getting 2 penalties in one play. As finally Larwood touches the puck. And let's see what happens here. We've got 2 different officials with their arms up. We've got 1 slashing call for sure. All right, no, we're just going to get the 1 penalty. So 5-on-3 hockey here. With 51 seconds left. All right, so got to hunker down here and make sure we're blocking as many shots as we can, and we're dumping it down wherever we can. Lind plays catch with Storjahan, going to Lind up top. Slehetka, cross ice for Storjahan, missed him. Storjahan switches with his man up top, goes down low for Wickline. Wickline looking to go cross ice. That one was knocked away by Thornton. Now Wickline gets it right back, holding on to it. Looking cross ice, Storjahan, his shot, kick save made by Bailey Stevens. Going out to the point, Wickline, 15 seconds left in the period, holding on to it. Across for Slehecka, looking back door, deflected off of Thornton, sticking wide. Storjahan picks it back up. Looking at his options, 5 seconds on the clock. Walking, going cross ice, Slehecka. In front, Wickline, dropped off of his stick. Storjahan scores! Oh, I think that one was right before the clock. They're going to have to take a look at it. I think that was just before the horn went. They're talking about it right now in front of the scorer's table. I don't know if there was a call on the play at all. I didn't see any of the referees signal if it was a goal or not. Everett Thompson getting an explanation here first. And he doesn't seem to be too thrilled about it. Like I said, it seemed like that shot had gone in just a millisecond before the horn had went. And I don't know if either of the officials had signaled if it was a goal or not. And that could be important if this ends up going to a video review. Everett Thompson looking like he does not like what he's hearing right now, so I would not be surprised if we end up being tied here at 1. It's a pretty lengthy conversation that they're having with Everett Thompson. Usually at this point, if the coach doesn't agree with it, they're just going to walk away. So it's a pretty decent back and forth here from both sides. There were a couple of close calls just prior to that goal that the Zydeco had done a nice job of being able to get sticks in the lanes and block shots, and we are going to go to a review here. I'm not sure if this is an official review or if this is a coach's challenge. Still waiting to get an official call here. As now both referees come over to the scorer's table and are going to take a look at the video. Now, it is very possible that the clock was down and done already before the horn had gone. It's going to be close. Whatever the call ends up being, this is going to be a close. This is going to be a close call. Once again, though, the Zydeco is starting to shoot themselves in the foot a little bit by taking some penalties that might not need to be taken. A 5-on-3 opportunity against a team like the River Dragons, and admittedly, their power play is not one of their strongest points so far. They're at 21.6%. That's fifth in the league. On the road, they've only scored one power play goal out of 15 attempts, so not ideal. But the Zydeco penalty kill, which was at 93% a week ago today, is now sitting at 85.7%. So still second in the league, but that's a pretty steep decline. And we are going to get a good goal out of that, so we are tied at 1. A power play goal for the River Dragons, and just to put a little more salt in the wound, they're going to stay on the power play to start the second period. We're going to be 5-on-4 now. Now we're just going to have a quick puck drop here before we send the guys to their respective locker rooms. And that will do it for the first period. So 1-1 after one period of play. The Zydeco opened up the scoring with the Brody Thornton goal. And then just with under 1 second left, the River Dragons on the power play were able to pot one of their own and tie it, and they will stay on the power play going into the second period. All right, we're going to head to our intermission break. We'll be back in about 11 minutes' time with a look around the league and your intermission report. 1-1 after one.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin at church.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Dawn Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Dawn Seafood hits the table. From our team at Dawn Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Does he think he's better than us? We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh? Buddy, watch this. Yeah, you got good hands. Well, watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald. Scott. Come on in, Scott. Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care. Church funeral services.
The 2024-25 Broadway at the River Center Theater season is simply the best, featuring 4 big, bold Broadway hits coming to Baton Rouge. The season opens with Shrek the Musical, the Tina Turner Musical, Chicago the Musical, and Pretty Woman the Musical. Get the 4-show package for as little as $235. That's less than $59 per show. Learn more at raisingcanesrivercenter.com/Broadway.
The Men's Network started when I went to a computer club meeting in the 7th grade that Brett organized. At that point, I had never met anyone that was as good at computers as Brett was. And by the 8th grade, we figured out that this was something that we could do professionally.
We moved to Baton Rouge to go to LSU, and that's really where our business got planted.
Give Immense a call. Let us show you how IT should be done.
Find more of what you're looking for at Le Bear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at Le Bear's Baton Rouge.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernnairbr.com.
For the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktails. Wall-to-wall, state-of-the-art TVs mean you'll see every touchdown, Hail Mary, and big turnover in crystal clear HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino in Baton Rouge, where every moment is a win.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
For the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Thornton throwing it towards the goal, looking for a redirect, didn't get it. Conway for Haggerty, back door, they score!
Eliza Wilson! Wide open at the side, a one-time shot! We're tied at 5! Welcome back to Baton Rouge, where we have our first period intermission report. We are 1-1 through one period of play, and the River Dragons on the power play just before the end of the period get a goal from Alex Storjahan to tie the game up. That's going to be his 4th of the year, but pretty back and forth period to start out the hockey game. At one point, the River Dragons kind of took the reins a little bit and started pushing towards the Zydeco. A couple really nice stops by Bailey Stevens. Kept the River Dragons off the scoreboard. And then Brody Thornton, keeping his hot play going, was able to pot in his 7th goal of the season on a nice backdoor feed from Dmitry Kuznetsov. Thornton driving towards the net, was able to lift it up over the outstretched pad of Sammy Bernard to make it 1-0. And I took a look at the video, and it did look like it just had gone in before the horn had sounded. So it does look to be a legal goal. Shots through one period of play, 12-9 in favor of the River Dragons. Take a quick look around the league and what's going on. The Blue Ridge Bobcats have a 3-0 lead over the Hudson Valley Venom. That game is in the 2nd period. Out in Carolina, where the Zydeco are going to be next week, they are up 3-0 against the Athens Rock Lobsters, who are one of the league's top teams. The Athens. Remember, the Carolina Thunderbirds, they took down Columbus 6-0 a week ago. And this Columbus team was one who had not given up a lot of goals to that point. So going to be a really nice test for the Zydeco coming up next weekend out in Carolina. Out in Danville, Motor City has made the trip out to Illinois. They lead it 1-0. Halfway through the 2nd period of play. And finally out in Mississippi, Monroe and the Seawolves going at it, tied at 1. 2nd period just getting underway there out in Mississippi. We are tied at 1-1 out here in Baton Rouge. We'll be back with the 2nd period right after this. You're watching Zydeco Hockey on YouTube.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin, at church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church funeral services.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Dawn Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Dawn Seafood hits the table. From our team at Dawn Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Back to Baton Rouge. The Zydeco and the River Dragons tied at 1. Here through one period of play, the Zydeco remain on the penalty kill. To be on the kill for the next minute and 8 seconds here to start out the second period. So on fresh ice, you want to make sure that you survive that minute, Nate. Haley Stevens making 11 out of 12, making 11 saves on 12 shots. Had a couple really good looks in that first period, and Stevens stood tall.
So they can enjoy the game. Thank you to Belton. A big thank you to Red Stick Financial for sponsoring.
It's our first responders night. Thank you to all of our first responders for keeping us safe here in Baton Rouge. All right, so starting out for the Zydeco, it's going to be Namiki, Sherlock, Cox, and Thornton up against Wickline, Storjahan. I've got Slaheka and Lind up top. And I believe that's Scott Doherty on the far side. There's a conversation happening here at the scorer's box. Probably just making sure we've got the correct guys in the box. And we are now officially ready to drop the puck. The opening faceoff here is brought to you by Sullivan Steakhouse. As the second period is underway, goes to Scott Scirocco. He couldn't get the clear, though. And Storjahan will come into the Zydeco zone, dropping it off. Slaheka keeps the puck in. Down for Storjahan, up top again for Slaheka. Now Storjahan shooting it towards the net, knocked out of there by Namiki. Thornton couldn't get that out, and now Chirac up ahead for Cox, entering over the blue line. Cox walking and shooting one, and a good stop made by Sammy Bernard. Nice feed there by Scott Chirac. He saw that Cox was breaking, was able to hit him right on the tape with that pass, and Cox with a man all over him. Unable to beat Bernard. 41 left to go on the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill. All right, off the draw, picked up by Austin Doe. He'll drop it off for Jamaeff on the far side. Stood up there by Brody Thornton, picked his pocket, and he'll send it all the way down. Now the River Dragons back the other way. Moore able to cut in over the line, dropping it off. There's a wrist shot off the crossbar. Boy, what a wicked shot that was from Ryan Hunter. Let it rip. Went right off the underside of the bar and out. Both teams now back at full strength as Matcham is out of the box. Here's Hunter again. His wrist stopped. Rebound, they score. Austin Doe able to pick up the rebound and pot it home just as the Zydeco get out of the box and go back to 5-on-5. So not a power play goal for the River Dragons, but they go up 2-1. For Austin Doe, that's going to be his third of the year. The River Dragons take the lead. Back to 5-on-5 hockey here, so a good chance for the Zydeco to come right back.
Number 17, Austin Doe.
In the Zydeco zone, Sabad knocked off the puck.
Number 71, Alexander DeMeo. Columbus goes 17.
Now Lindbergh goes D-to-D with Matcham. He'll come up for Sabad, who backhands it for Haggerty and out to center ice. Wilson tried to spin that one towards Lindbergh. Deflected off of a stick, and we get a whistle stopping play. And it looks like we might have an issue with one of our panes of glass just inside the Zydeco zone. Looks like the pane of glass is still in place there. They're looking at the stanchion right now. We've got our rink maintenance heading over there. I didn't see what had happened there. It must have been a hit that jarred something loose a little bit. But it must have been enough to pop it free. All right, well, while they are taking a look at that, we're going to go to a commercial break. It's a 2-1 River Dragon lead here in Columbus.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernairbr.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church funeral services will handle it all with care. Church funeral services.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. All right, looks like we have gotten the problem fixed. It looked like the bottom of the pane of glass had popped out just a little bit, and obviously we want to keep everybody as safe as we possibly can, so they had to pull it out and slap it right back in again. So we are back to the play. 18-14 left to go here in the second period. Columbus leads by a score of 2-1. Picked up in the neutral zone and sent into Zydeco territory. Ethan Matcham trying to go up ahead, ran into a couple of different players. Popov is able to keep it in for the River Dragons, but Matcham, making up for his mistake, is able to poke that one out to center ice. Now in the neutral zone, Storjahan dropping it off for Samaro, ran right into Larwood, who comes out to center ice. Larwood entering the offensive zone, tried to go to Gordon driving towards the goal. Went into a couple of skates, and now Popov will start out to center for the River Dragons. Stick check there by Thornton at the blue line. And the Zydeco looking to transition back the other way. Nice job by Popov on the back check. Able to stick lift Larwood and clear it into Zydeco territory. Now Namiki will set things up in behind his own net. Come out to center and try to throw a cross-ice pass for Chirac, deflected off of a leg. And now Wickline stopped at the blue line by Thornton, but is able to get it in on the second try. Galvin on the backhand, holding on to it. Nice job by Jake Cox able to knock him off the puck. However, picked up on the near side here by Kugler. His shot went off the side of the net. Now Nemeki one-hands this one out to the blue line. Gets some help from Cox to get it out to center. Now Sharrock on the far side, walking it over the line. Has Kuznetsov with him. Sends it down low. Wrapped around the top of the boards there. Now goes to Sharrock. He comes out to the point. Matchum's wrist shot stopped by Bernard. And he's able to hop on the rebound before Cox can whack at the rebound. And with 16:20 to go in the second, we'll get another whistle-stopping play. Draw going to the left of Sammy Bernard. Haggerty, Sabad, Wilson out there with Matchum and Kleber. As off the draw, Wilson is able to try to throw that back out to the point. That was read and picked off by Hunter. He'll flip this one into Zydeco territory. They battle for it along the near corner boards. Haggerty for the Zydeco. Able to move it over to Ethan Matchum. And he'll float this one out to center ice for Elijah Wilson. Looking to recapture some of the magic that they had yesterday, or excuse me, on Wednesday. Now Haggerty will wrap it around the wall. Kleber has it on the far side. Kleber trying to throw it towards the net, deflects off of his stick. Now Sabad in behind in front for Haggerty. He was well covered. Now Kleber has it again, walking and shooting one. That went off Sabad. Kirk Moore at center ice. There's Kyle Moore, excuse me. Dumped into the Zydeco zone. Kleber the first after it. He'll send it out to open ice in the neutral zone. Bond looking up ahead for Graham, just a little too far out of the reach. But Jackson Bond will carry on. Stick check by Storjahan at the blue line and looking up ahead for Samaro. Samaro from the blue line and shoots. He scores! Justin Samaro just over the glove hand of Bailey Stevens. And it's a 2-goal lead for the Columbus River Dragons. Zydeco stopped at the blue line. A turnover. And the River Dragons had a man in Samaro hanging out in the neutral zone. A nice pass found him. And it is a 2-goal lead for Columbus. Here's Nemeki. Trying to look up ahead for Sharrock. Was taken down. Now Popov will go for Hunter Bersani. And it's dumped into the Zydeco zone. Nemeki, he took his eye off the puck looking to see who was coming. And the puck got stuck up on the boards there. And now Cox will get out to center ice for Sharrock. Kuznetsov over the blue line. Looking for Sharrock in the middle. He had his stick lifted. Now on the near boards, they battle for it. Pulled out for Slaheka. Samaro out to the neutral zone. Bersani looking over for Storjahan, getting to the net on the backhand. Save made by Stevens. The rebound goes off the side of the goal, and Stevens is able to reel this one in. And the Columbus River Dragons turning up the heat here in Baton Rouge. They take a 3-1 lead over the Zydeco. We'll be back right after this.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Back in Baton Rouge, it's a 3-1 Columbus lead. The Zydeco go back on the road tomorrow night as they head north to take on the Monroe Moccasins in the final game of the week. Puck drop is at 7, and the Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing pregame show starts at 6:40. Join us right here on YouTube for all the action. Garrett Lindbergh will control for the Zydeco off the draw. They'll wrap it around in behind to the far side. Wilson is there. His clearing attempt ends up going through center ice and to the stick of Kugler. Now a bouncing puck finds Haggerty. He hits Lindbergh. Lindbergh tried to go to Wilson. That pass was at his feet. Couldn't do anything with it. And the Zydeco will regroup. Matcham looking up ahead for Larwood just off the bench. Deflected off of a couple sticks on his way to him, so he's unable to get to the puck. Good hit there by Sabad in behind the net. Now around to check is Austin Doe, dropping it for Wickline. He'll move it over for Lind. Now Galvin has it in the circles. Had Matcham all over him. Now Wickline in behind. Will circle the zone. Wickline over to Lind at the near point. His wrist shot off the shin pads of Matcham. And now cleared by the Zydeco all the way down. This will go the length for icing. So we'll get a draw all the way back in the Baton Rouge zone. Face-off going to go to the right of Bailey Stevens. Kind of a mosh pit line right now as Kevin Sabad got stuck out there. He's on a line with Gordon and Larwood. There's a shot deflecting to the corner. Now Underwood will go D to D. There's a wrist shot that sails wide of the net. Graham has it here. Will come up the boards for Larwood. He can't get it out. Now Graham is finally able to poke it out to center ice. Graham through the neutral zone. Hits Larwood on the near side. Larwood knocked down off the puck. That pass was behind him anyway, so he had to kind of adjust himself to try to get to it. And now the River Dragons. Wrist shot deflected off of a stick and to Hunter here on the near side. Moore. A backhand feed deflects in behind the net. Picked up by Namiki. He'll come up the wall for Bond, who can't get it past Underwood at the point. Underwood goes down low for Hunter. Dragging around a check out to Slaheka up top, walking in and shooting one. Whiffed on it and ends up going to Garrett Lindbergh, who clears it out to center ice. Now bouncing puck finds its way into the midsection of MJ Graham, and now the River Dragons take over again. Storjahan in the Zydeco zone will drop it off for Slaheka, dropping it to Storjahan in the middle, shooting one. That one deflected off Namiki and wide. Good hit there by Jackson Bond on his man, sending Samaro flying into the boards. Storjahan keeps things alive. Doherty down low. Samaro shooting one off the post and in. They score. Wrist shot from Justin Samaro from the top of the circle, went off the post, off the backside of Bailey Stevens and in. And just like that, it is 4-1 in favor of Columbus. .14 left to play here in the second period, and it has been all Columbus to start out. Zydeco need a jolt of life to start getting things going their way. Here's Sabad looking over for Chirac, heading towards the net, could not. Now Thornton has it at the blue line. Will drop it off for Wilson. Wilson tried to go cross ice for Namiki, went off a skate, and out to center ice. Sabad trying to fight his way through a couple of checks there. Finds his way over to the boards right by the Zydeco bench. And now Wilson, 1-on-3, unable to slice and dice his way through. And now Wickline out to center. He'll dump it in deep. Stevens out to play it. They'll wrap it around the wall for Wilson. And he'll clear it out to center ice. Cox has Sherrock with him. 2-on-2. They'll crisscross. Cox trying to get around his check. Lost it. Clearing attempt goes to Gordon coming right off the bench. He'll hold on to it and shoot from the far circle. That goes right into the stomach of Sammy Bernard. So we'll get an offensive zone faceoff here for the Zydeco. Face off to the left of Sammy Bernard. As we're starting to get some lines getting mixed and matched a lot of times when things just aren't going your way. You have to start screwing around with the lines a little bit. So right now we've got Haggerty, Gordon, and Cox out there just trying to find something that's going to bring some life to this Zydeco lineup. And now Hunter back the other way for Moore. He's got Hunter going to the net, hits him there. Had it knocked off his stick by Lindbergh and match him. We'll move it out to Haggerty at center ice. Tried to hit Cox there in the middle, but he overskated it. And now Haggerty in his own zone will regroup. Lindbergh flipping it through the air. Underwood knocked that one down, but had Cox all over him. Haggerty trying to go to Kuznetsov, driving to the net. Deflected off of a skate, and now Kyle Moore back the other way for the River Dragons. Holding in behind, has Lindbergh on him. Out to Slaheka, to the middle. There's Hunter, shot save made by Stevens. The rebound pops up in the air and in behind. Couple jabs at it by Bersani, and now take it down is Brody Thornton. And we're going to have a Badgers and Heating Air power play coming up. .9:06 left to go in the second period. The Zydeco have a chance to get back in the game here with the power play.
Find more of what you're looking for at LeBear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at LeBear's Baton Rouge.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernairbr.com.
The Zydeco Coaches Show airs every Wednesday night inside the 1717 restaurant at Queens Casino. Come on out and visit us in person or follow along right here on YouTube as Everett and myself talk about everything Zydeco. Join us Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. The Zydeco Coaches Show brought to you by Queens Casino. Badgers Heating and Air power play gets the work for the second time today. Thornton will walk the line. Looking over his options, hits Haggerty. Cross ice for Sherrock. Now Wilson here at the near circle. Backdoor for Haggerty, bouncing around into the slot. Haggerty couldn't get the puck to settle down and sent the length of the ice by Storjahan. Now Wilson and Brody Thornton get crossed up, and Wilson goes down. Still is able to control the puck, and now Thornton in over the River Dragon line. Gets stood up there by Popov, and it gets sent out to center ice, knocked down by a high stick by the Zydeco. So a defensive zone face-off coming up here with 8:23 remaining in the second period, 117 to go on the power play. That penalty going to Ryan Hunter. He's off for hooking. Got Graham, Kuznetsov, Larwood, Lindbergh, and Bond out there to keep this power play going. It's our second unit. Lindbergh going cross ice for Kuznetsov, but reading that was Doe. He got a stick on it, so the Zydeco have to come back. Kuzi will come around here for Bond, who goes right back to Kuznetsov to set out the breakout once more. Lindbergh looking across for Bond, who redirects it deep into the River Dragon zone. Pinned up along the wall. Clearing attempt is held in by Kuznetsov. Walking the line, he's shooting when he scores! Dmitry Kuznetsov, just throw the puck on net. You never know what's going to happen. Deflected off of a stick on its way through. I'm not sure if it hit a River Dragon stick or not, but in any case, the Baton Rouge Zydeco have cut the lead in half. It's 4-2 with a Badgers Heating and Air power play goal. All right, so let's see where the Zydeco can go from here. Out to center ice. Storjahan has it. For Samaro. Dropping it off for Lind. Fumbled the puck a little bit at the blue line, but still was able to move it down for Samaro. He's got it in his skates. He's able to pull out of there and go down low. As Rio Namiki all over him, finally pins him up along the wall. And Chirac will pull free and go behind the net for Brody Thornton. Try to find a man over at the far boards, but ended up giving the puck away. And now we're going to have another Badgers and Heating and Air power play as Brody Thornton, who's drawn all 3 power plays today. Justin Samaro going to head to the box here. And just after the Zydeco had gotten a power play goal, they're getting another one here. We're going to start out with that second unit that just converted. Larwood, Graham, and Kuznetsov with Lindbergh and Bond. And as of right now, they're giving that goal to Larwood. So must have deflected off Larwood and in. So Kuznetsov with his second point, second assist on the night. Wrapped around the wall. Kuznetsov able to keep it in at the point here. Dropping it to Bond on the far side. Misses Larwood with that pass. Kuznetsov has to pinch down to keep it alive. Now Graham down for Bond. He's got Lindbergh at the point. Finds him there. Eric Lindbergh for MJ Graham. Now Kuznetsov. Larwood going to the net. Up top. Lindbergh holding for Kuznetsov. Looking, shooting one. That one was blocked by Slaheka. Kuznetsov tries again for Graham. Down low. Graham looking to switch. Ends up trying to go back door for Bond, who sent it just wide on the far side. Great pass there from Graham. Went through at least 3 or 4 sets of legs in order to get over to Jackson Bond. Now Bond back in over the line. Pulls up. Gets hit hard from behind. We're going to get another penalty here on the River Dragons as Bond was sent into the boards from behind. So at the 1:04 left, unless the Zydeco take a penalty here, looks like it's going to be a 5-on-3 opportunity for the Zydeco. And that's Kyle Moore heading to the box. So great opportunity now for the Zydeco. It looks like the Zydeco might have taken a timeout here to kind of rally the troops. It would be huge to get a power play goal just before that first penalty expires. That way you still have the 5-on-4 afterwards. I'm not sure if that was an actual timeout or not. Now we are going to get a TV timeout maybe. That looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. So the Zydeco going to have a 5-on-3 for the next 1:04 or less That would be ideal. We'll be back right after this.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church funeral services will handle it all with care. Church funeral services.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. It's a 5-on-3 power play here for the Zydeco. For the next minute and 4 seconds. That was Popov actually going to the box. I said it was Kyle Moore. It's 25, not 15. He'll be sitting down for 2 for boarding. So starting now with the power play unit, it's going to be that Zabad, Haggerty, Wilson, Sherrock, and Thornton unit. This line has had some troubles today, kind of getting the gel together. This is the first real time all year long that they've kind of struggled in that regard. As this gets cleared out into the Zydeco zone. This would be a great time for this unit to find a way to start clicking. Here's Wilson. Looking to the near side for Sherrock, who cuts through the neutral zone. Lost control of the puck as soon as he got over the blue line. It gets sent out by Storjahan. Just about half a minute remaining on that first penalty. Thornton for Sherrock here. We'll try again on the near side. Pulls up, dropping it off for Wilson. Wilson to Brody Thornton up top, shooting one, deflected off of a stick and wide. Haggerty picks up the rebound for Thornton. Drops it off to Haggerty. Up top, Thornton. He's got Wilson near side, who fires one, deflected off the leg of Underwood and wide. Now Thornton back up top again. 5 seconds left to go on that first power play. Haggerty shoots. Save made. The rebound. Haggerty has it again. Holding on to it. Wraps it for Sabad. 5-on-4 now. Thornton for Sabad. Back to Thornton up top. Thornton driving towards the goal. Will drop it for for Sabad. His wrist shot was blocked and picked up by Underwood, who's able to take it out to center ice. Possible 2-on-1 here for the River Dragons. Samaro for Underwood driving towards the net. Sherrock was able to get the stick down, block the passing lane. And the Zydeco will start getting a line change as Wilson looks for Sherrock. He drops it off for Gordon, holding on to it. Gordon on the far side. Pinned up in behind the net. Sherrock in front for Wilson. Big save made by Bernard. Wilson in a prime scoring opportunity. That's the last person the River Dragons want to see, right in between the hash marks, wide open. And he let go of a rocket. And a great stop by Bernard as now both teams back at full strength. Huge kill there for the River Dragons. Doe trying to answer back. Shooting one. That one goes up off the glass. Now Matcham. Dropping it off for Graham. His shot blocked. Rebound. Oh, Kuznetsov had a gaping net to look at, but Austin Doe with the sweeping stick able to knock that puck away. Pass out in front, deflected off of Stevens. Gordon cannot clear. Held in by the River Dragons. Sent in behind Wickline. Has it hop over his stick. He gets thrown into the boards by Graham, but still able to get it out to the point. Kugler's shot bounces wide, and Lindbergh clears out to center ice. Kuznetsov the first one after it here. Bernard sends it up the wall, taken by Graham in front for Kuznetsov. A redirect shot, good stop made there by Bernard. Boy, Dmitry Kuznetsov is getting all kinds of chances today. Might need to double or triple shift him as here comes a chance for Hunter back the other way. Nice job by Nemiki. Oh, who's going to get a penalty? Looked like he had legally been able to fend off Hunter. Everett Thompson is furious, and I understand why. They're going to get Nemiki for a hold here. Looked like that was a clean play. That's a tough penalty to give. But in any case, we're going to go to the Wilson Warehouse penalty kill. With 2:59 left to go in the second period. All right, so this penalty kill, which is 1 for 2 on the night so far, looks to kill off a second one. Storjahan has it below the goal line. Samaro here on the near boards, down for Storjahan. Now up top, Slaheka walking the line. Dropping off for Storjahan. He'll go cross ice, Underwood. Looking over his options, Wickline. Holding on to the puck, comes cross ice for Slaheka. Doesn't have much to do, so he goes cross ice for Wickline. Bounces away from him, and here comes Jackson Bond back the other way. Bond driving in over the line, shooting one. That one's knocked off the blocker of Bernard. Larwood will grab the rebound and will drag it out to center ice and waste some time, dropping it off to Ciolik. Now in the River Dragon zone. Coming out to center ice as we get a whistle stopping play. We're going to get a penalty on the River Dragons now. So a slashing call going to Connor Lynn. So we'll go 4-on-4 here for the next minute 5. And that's another Wilson Warehouse penalty kill for the Zydeco. Face-off coming into the River Dragon zone. Looks like to start out the 4-on-4. Everett Thompson wants to go with Wilson, Sherrock, Lindbergh, and Matcham. Wow. So another 10-minute for Connor Lynn. He'll sit down for abuse of official.
That's 2 minutes for slashing and a 10-minute misconduct.
So we'll stay 4-on-4 here for the next minute or so, 50 seconds or so, as Lindbergh cuts around to check in the neutral zone. He's got Sherrock with him. Lindbergh throwing it on net. Bernard is able to make a juggling save and grab the rebound. 1:42 left to go. Face-off going to be to the right of Sammy Bernard. Haggerty barking out some instructions for Matcham and Lindbergh as he's getting ready for the face-off. One back to Lindbergh. Haggerty has that one in his feet. He's hit hard there by Dunford. They still battle for the puck along the wall. Pops free for the River Dragons and sent out to center ice. Kevin Sabad looking to go across ice there for Lindbergh, but Lindbergh had vacated the spot. Now Sabad and Hunter go at it. Now Sabad taken down behind the play. No call there. Matcham was knocked off the puck as soon as he entered the blue line, and back come the River Dragons. Kyle Moore trying to drag around Lindbergh. Lindbergh got a stick in the lane there, and will send it out to the neutral zone for Haggerty. Nemeki just out of the box. Haggerty getting around a check. Has Nemeki going to the net. Oh, Nemeki had it rolled right off his stick. We start the Badgers heating an air power play as Thornton lost that one in his feet. Is able to dangle around Storjahan. Gets help from Haggerty. And now Sabad has to help out and settle things down. We got just about half a minute left to go in the period. As Lindbergh back in his own end. We'll drop it off. Larwood for Kuznetsov, for Bond. Twisting pass for Larwood. Missed him. Larwood now picks it up in the circle for Kuznetsov. Holding on to it. He gets slashed. Gets a call. We're going to get a 5-on-3 here. Thornton holding on. Shooting one. And a glove save made by Bernard. Or maybe it was blocked. It was by Slaheka. And we're going to get a 5-on-3 for 4 seconds only, but still an opportunity here right off the draw for the Zydeco to set something up. And maybe get one before the period is over. Kuznetsov, Bond, Haggerty, Thornton. And it looks like Gordon is replacing Kuznetsov. So Bond, Haggerty, Gordon, Graham, and Thornton are out there. Got to keep an eye out if you're on the if you're one of the defensemen. You got 4 seconds before the penalty comes out. It's enough time for them to get out of the box and make a streak towards the net if they have control of the puck. Off the draw, Haggerty does not win it. Sleheka is able to take it to the corner and pin it there. They try to pull it free as the final couple seconds tick off the clock in the second period, and that will do it for period number 2. So the second period where we see the Zydeco give up a 3 spot, but are able to get one back before the period ends. Started out with Austin Joe just as soon as the power play had concluded for the River Dragons. Able to put one home and make it a 2-1 game. Justin Samaro followed up a couple minutes later. Potted his 5th of the year, and then at the 11:14 mark, Connor Lind was able to make it a 4-1 game. A power play goal from the Zydeco at the 7:43 mark by Larwood, who was driving towards the net. Had the shot by Kuznetsov deflect off his body and go in. For Larwood, that's going to be his 6th of the year, and that is where we stand. The Zydeco will start the second period with the power play. Going to go to an intermission. We'll be back in about 10 minutes' time with an intermission report. 4-2 River Dragons through 2.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin, at church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care. Passion. Church funeral services.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Dawn Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake Benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Dawn Seafood hits the table. From our team at Don's Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Does he think he's better than us? We'll find out. Think you're better than us with that fancy stick work, huh? Buddy, watch this. Yeah, you got good hands. But watch this. Let's get out of here, MJ.
Hey, I'm Dr. Donald. Scott, come on in, Scott. Thanks.
Scott, you ready? All right, you can have a seat right here.
All right, Scott. We're going to get you all fixed up today, okay?
A few moments later.
All right, Scott. Good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Donald.
You're welcome. Welcome to Advanced Dental Care, official dentist of the Zydeco hockey team. Whether you're a hockey player or not, we can give you the perfect smile.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care. Church funeral services.
The 2024-25 Broadway at the River Center Theater season is simply the best, featuring 4 big, bold Broadway hits coming to Baton Rouge. The season opens with Shrek the Musical, the Tina Turner Musical, Chicago the Musical, and Pretty Woman the Musical. Get the 4-show package for as little as $235. That's less than $59 per show. Learn more at raisingcanesrivercenter.com/Broadway.
The Men's Network started when I went to a computer club meeting in the 7th grade that Brett organized. At that point, I had never met anyone that was as good at computers as Brett was. And by the 8th grade, we figured out that this was something that we could do professionally.
We moved to Baton Rouge to go to LSU, and that's really where our business got planted.
Give Immense a call. Let us show you how IT should be done.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Are home problems turning your life upside down? Trust Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical to save the day. From electrical issues to keeping you comfortable, plumbing repairs, and even generators, we do it all. Southern Air Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, your one-stop solution for electrical, AC, plumbing, and generators. If you need us to save the day for you, call or visit us online at southernairbr.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktails. Wall-to-wall, state-of-the-art TVs mean you'll see every touchdown, Hail Mary, and big turnover in crystal clear HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino in Baton Rouge, where every moment is a win.
Tremonti's has meat. Tremonti's has seafood. Tremonti's has much more. Tremonti's on-site catering is the best in Baton Rouge. Our friendly staff brings everything to our client's location, set up, serves guests, and cleans up once our guests are satisfied and full. Tremonti's caters weddings, corporate events, parties, luncheons, crawfish and shrimp boils, breakfast, fundraisers, barbecues, and much more. Good meat ain't cheap, and cheap meat ain't good. Visit Tremonti's.com, 225-751-7665.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Thornton throwing it towards the goal, looking for a redirect, didn't get it. Conway for Haggerty, back door, they score! Elijah Wilson, wide open at the side, a one-time shot. We're tied at 5. Welcome back to Baton Rouge, Raising Cane's River Center, where after 40 minutes of play, the Zydeco trail 4-2 to the Columbus River Dragons. It was a 3-goal second period for Columbus on 11 shots on net, where they pretty much owned the play there for a good majority of the second period, and then started getting in some penalty trouble, which was been the Zydeco MO for the first little bit. And they were able to cash in the Zydeco on a power play goal thanks to Tyler Larwood drive the net. The shot from Dmitry Kuznetsov deflected off of Larwood on its way through, had Sammy Bernard going to his right. Puck ended up going to his left and found a way to dent the back of the net. So the Zydeco will have a power play to start the third period on fresh ice, so it'd be nice for them to get a good start to the third period, getting a power play goal. Well, we will have to wait and see. Let's do a quick check around the league. Blue Ridge taking on the Hudson Valley Venom. They lead 4-0 as they are just about to wrap up that hockey game. Carolina is still putting a good hurt on Athens. It's 6-2 now, as the third period is just about to wrap up there. Motor City taking on Danville. Danville leads 3-1. Nikolai Salov with 2 goals in that game for the Dashers. And then finally out in Mississippi, it's 2-1 Monroe, as they are just about halfway through the third period there. Monroe getting goals from Corrigan and Ryder. The Zydeco will see Monroe tomorrow night at 7 o'clock in Monroe. Make sure you tune into that game right here on YouTube. But here in Baton Rouge, Zydeco trail it 4-2. We'll get ready for the third period right after this.
You are so beautiful. To me, you are so beautiful. To me.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
There's a time we all know is coming, but nobody knows just when. If you don't have a plan or you don't understand how or where to begin, at church funeral services, we'll handle it all with care and passion. Church funeral services.
We've gotten very good at roofing. We're good at the actual work, but also the documentation from the beginning. Getting everything with the client. What do they need? What are their needs? And then how can I give them a couple of options? And then from there, during the process, they know what's going on. And then at the end, feeling good about everything that's complete, and they're happy when they're done with their job.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Dawn Seafood, our weekend brunch isn't just a meal. It's the moment you've been waiting for all week. Begin your legendary weekend with brunch favorites like our shrimp and grits, crab cake Benedict, and of course, bottomless mimosas. Let's be honest, the party doesn't start until Dawn Seafood hits the table. From our team at Dawn Seafood, we want to thank you for the past 90 years and cheers to many more together.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love, more of the flavors you crave, more staycation relaxation. All this plus an exceptional staff. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
Third period of play about to get started here in Baton Rouge. Andy Petzinger here at the Raising Cane's River Center. Thank you for tuning in here on YouTube for this game between the Zydeco and the Columbus River Dragons. The Zydeco going to have 1:51 on a power play to start out this second period. They trail by 2. Going to be huge to be able to try to get a power play goal here as we are off and running. That opening faceoff brought to you by Sullivan Steakhouse. Badgers Heating and Air power play getting underway here for the Zydeco. They start out in their own end. Scott Sherrock here on the near wall. Had some trouble with the puck there, trying to pull it off the wall, taken away from him by Bersani, who's killing off some time there, holding the puck there in the corner. Now pulled out by Wilson. Getting up to the red line before he was stick check and sent out by the River Dragons. Now Wilson through the neutral zone. Once again, stick check there at the red line, and it's sent back to Bailey Stevens. And a minute left to go here on this power play for the Zydeco. Jackson Bond just off the line change. Starts moving out to center ice. Has a head of steam. Gets in over the blue line. Comes into the corner. Sent up the wall. Lindbergh able to pinch down and keep it alive. Throwing it out to the point for Matcham. He's got Graham on the far side. Throws it to him. Graham spins away from a check for Larwood. Up top for Ethan Matcham, and now Lindbergh. His wrist shot deflected off of Bond. Goes to the corner. Graham there. Bounced off of his stick and cleared out by the River Dragons. Bouncing puck at center ice taken by Hunter. He'll send it down on net. Bailey Stevens, seeing that he had Kyle Moore right up in his face, elects to grab a whistle, and 12 seconds left to go on the Badgers Heating and Air power play. Draw will come into the Zydeco zone, so certainly not the way the Zydeco wanted to start out this third period. Couldn't get any offensive zone time or pressure. And that power play goes by the wayside. Now Sherrock holds it for Lindbergh, and they'll start the breakout. Back for Scott Sherrock. He'll go cross ice for Matcham, who sends it deep into the River Dragon zone. Wraps around the wall. Sherrock looking for a redirect. Got it there from Cox. Went wide of the net. And the River Dragons will flip it out to the neutral zone. Picked up by Gordon in the neutral zone. He'll cut in over the line on the far side. Looking towards the middle. Nobody home for Baton Rouge. Clearing attempt held in by Nemiki. He'll send it in behind the net and then take a good hit there from Bersani. Goes sent out into the Zydeco zone. Gordon with it. Looking to catch the man just off the bench, Bond, but he ran into Brian Dunford. And we're going to get an icing here on the Zydeco. 17:22 left to go here in the third period. It's a 4-2 River Dragon lead. Draw going to go to the left of Bailey Stevens. Once again, some mixing and matching with the lines here for Everett Thompson. He's got Bond, Gordon, and Sherrock out there. As Nemiki gets taken down in behind the net. Coming out to the point, Dunford trying to wrap it around the wall. Nemiki throws a hit on his man. Now Sherrock pinned up along the wall is able to force that one out to center ice. And now Jackson Bond has it knocked off of his stick and back the other way. Comes Bersani. He shoots one right into the glove of Bailey Stevens, and he'll hang on with 16:51 left to go in period 3. All right, looks like we've got the Sabad, Haggerty, and Wilson line back together. They're paired up right now with Matcham and Lindbergh. Off the draw. Lindbergh controls behind his own net. Will wrap it around for Wilson. Gets over his stick as Lehecka keeps it in. Now Wilson tries for a second time and is able to get it out to center ice, moves it to Haggerty. Haggerty dropping it off for Sabat, trying to drag around the check of Underwood, but Underwood did a nice job to kick it away from him and starts back the other direction. Underwood, a drag move. Stick check there from Lindbergh, and out to center ice it goes for Slahetka. Underwood now touches the puck, and we're going to get a penalty call here on the River Dragons. It's going to go to Storjahan for interference. So another Badgers Heating and Air power play for the Zydeco. And a chance to start chipping away at this deficit. Face-off going to go to the right of Sammy Bernard. Have to reset that face-off as Graham was tied up there with Doherty. Now he and Doherty will go for the face-off. Graham wins it back. Matcham keeps it alive. The Lindbergh play catch. Now Matcham's wrist shot. That one deflects off the glass and behind. Now comes to the far boards. Matcham, nice job pinching down to keep that play alive. Matcham kicking it to the stick. Moves it across for Larwood. Knocked away from him and cleared out of there by the River Dragons. Garrig Lindbergh looking to set up the breakout. Moves it over to Bond here on the near side. Jackson Bond wrapping around for Graham. He's checked there along the wall, but still keeps control of the puck, and now it slips out to center ice behind Matcham. Zydeco regroup. It's Lindbergh looking up for Bond, entering the zone with some speed, holding on to it, trying to throw it on goal. Oh, it went between the legs of Bernard and hit the side of the net. That one nearly crossed the goal line. Now Graham going cross ice for Lindbergh. Shoots one towards the net, deflected off the stick of Doherty and into the netting, stopping play. 56 seconds left to go on the power play to the Zydeco. They'll go back with the Haggerty, Wilson, Sabad, Sherrock, and Thornton unit. Face off to the left-hand side of Sammy Bernard. Won by the Zydeco. Goes back to Sherrock at the point. He'll hold and try to get it down for Haggerty, but a stick in the lane there by Jemayev. Knocked that away, and Sherrock has to cut back into his own end. Thornton now moving up ahead through the neutral zone. Knocked off his stick, but there to support is Wilson. He comes in over the blue line, trying to cut towards the net. Knocked away from him, and the Dragons once again will send it all the way down. Here's Wilson. Looking to go across ice, deflected off of his stick. Sherrock is there. Sending it to the near boards for Brody Thornton. He can't get around his check. And the Dragons will send it back out once again. So that should do it for the Zydeco Badgers Heating and Air power play. Haggerty has it here for Gordon. Trying to dangle his way through a maze of players. It's not working. And the Zydeco will now dump it in. Cleared out to the neutral zone. Brody Thornton sends it right back in. Bernard misses that puck. It goes to Cox on the near side, looking in front. Went right past Gordon and out the other side. Now Storjahan and Nemeki collide at the neutral zone. Nemeki's going to get a penalty. Out at the points, Laheka's slap shot goes up off the glass and wraps around the netting. And we're going to get a penalty stopping play as Moore and Nemeki, they're going to drop the gloves. Here we go. Moore and Nemeki in the Zydeco zone. They're squaring up with each other. Nemeki gets the first left jab in. Great punch there. Still trying to get some jabs. He's got his right arm tied up. Now right hand from Moore. Left hand from Nemeki, and now Nemeki taking some punches to the back of the head. Falls down, gets right back up again. Gets an undercut from Moore. Now gets some left hand jabs in. Just missed an uppercut. Now gets an uppercut in. Knocks the helmet off of Moore. Moore trying to get some right-handed uppercuts. Nemeki then tossed down to the ground. And that will do it for that fight. Good battle there between those two boys. So Namiki will be sitting for just a little bit here. He's going to get the extra penalty. We're going to go to the Wilson Warehouse. Penalty kill. And we'll be back right after this.
For the ultimate game day experience, come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Welcome back to Baton Rouge. The next Zydeco home game is going to be on December the 13th. The Blue Ridge Bobcats come to town. It's a 7:05 puck drop. Going to have the pregame show at 6:40. You can catch it right here on YouTube and on WBRZ if you cannot join us in person. So after that fight, we've got cleanup crew coming out. Looked like Kyle Moore ended up going off the ice. He was split open there pretty good by Rio. Still don't have the penalty on the board yet to Rio. What the call was going to be. It was a big collision at center ice, and the problem was it was not only was it a little late, but they ended up going knee on knee as well. And I know that probably was not the intent from Rio. But in any case, don't want to see anything like that, as that could be pretty perilous for both guys involved. At 13:47 here in the third period. River Dragons lead it 4-2. We still have the cleanup crew out on the ice. All right, so Namiki is going to get a kneeing penalty, and it's only going to be a 2-minute minor. That's going to be served by Haggerty, while Namiki sits for 5 minutes for the fighting major as well.
In the penalty box for the Columbus River Dragons, number 15, Kyle Moore, 5 minutes for fighting. In the penalty box.
Moore is still not returned yet. He was cut pretty good if they're still trying to clean up the ice. So he may need somebody to serve that penalty for him. In any case, a huge Wilson Warehouse penalty kill coming up here for the Zydeco. As when they kill this off, they're going to have 11 minutes to try to find a way to generate some chances here. They've been held shotless so far through this period. We get ready to get back to the play. Matcham, Chirac, Lindbergh, and Cox out there to start out the penalty kill for the Zydeco. Austin Doe, Ryan Hunter, Alex Jamaev, Kirk Underwood and Ryan Galvin are going to start out for the River Dragons. Face-off going to be to the right of Bailey Stevens. Here's Doe. Shot from the point that deflected off of Matcham and went wide. Now it comes out to the point. Cox is able to send this one on the backhand all the way down and out. Now back the other way. Underwood trying to cut his way through. Lindbergh takes it and sweeps it out to center ice. Hunter back in his own end, leaving it for Austin Doe. He'll go right back to Hunter. Matcham able to come on over, sweep that one off his stick. He'll wrap it around the glass. Oh, took a bad hop, but still was able to get out to center ice. Now Galvin with it. Going cross ice for Doe. River Dragons having a tough time getting into the Zydeco zone. Now finally Kirk Underwood able to get it below the goal line. Moves it to Hunter. Hunter for Slaheka at the point. Slaheka back to Hunter. His wrist shot, kick save made by Bailey. The rebound, save made, rebound, they score! Found Kirk Underwood here at the near side, and Bailey Stevens, fully outstretched, was unable to get over to the near post fully in time. And it's a 5-2 lead for the River Dragons. So Kirk Underwood with his second power play goal in as many games against the Zydeco has made it a 3-goal lead once again for Columbus. Wilson will send it around the wall. Sabad hit there. And it sails out to center ice. Storjahan will dump it into Zydeco territory. Storjahan on the near side now. Comes right back to him. He'll walk out towards the point and cycle it down. Brody Thornton to take it away there, wrapping it around. Dunford holding it in. He'll find Bersani, who's passed out to the point, missed this man, and goes all the way down to Bernard. Brody Thornton will play catch with Lindbergh. Got to be careful in front of your own net there. Thornton looking up for MJ Graham. He'll start moving through the neutral zone. Graham up ahead for Bond. He's got Graham with a head of steam. Tried to hit him there. Goes right off the tip of his stick. And on net to Bernard, who will scoop that up and grab a whistle with 11:27 left to go here in the third. Coming back out on the ice is Kyle Moore. Serve the remainder of his penalty. Graham, Gordon, Bond with Lindbergh and Matcham. As this gets taken by the River Dragons. Wickline able to send it into the Zydeco zone. Matcham after it there, able to get it over to Graham here in the middle. He'll spin away from a check and look over his options. Pass for Gordon was behind him. And we'll go the length of the ice for an icing call. 11:07 to go in the third period. Zydeco trail it by 3. 2 power play goals given up today for the Zydeco. It is now the third time in the last 4 games that the Zydeco have given up more than 1 power play goals. There's a good stop by Bailey Stevens on the wrist shot from Jamaev. Now Popov in his own end. We'll look over for Doherty. Hunter. Knocked off the puck there by Cox, and Ciola comes back the other way for Sharrock, dropping it to Kuznetsov. His wrist shot, save made, rebound, Cox! He scores! stars. Jay Cox picked up the rebound and through his screen was able to find a way to get it between the legs of Sammy Bernard. And once again, the Zydeco starting to climb back. It's 5-3. Do the never say die Zydeco have another trick up their sleeve? They trail by 2 with 10:38 to go here in the third. For Cox, that's going to be his 4th of the year. Sherrock and Ciolik on the assist on that goal. Now Ciolik has it again, looking up ahead for Sabad. He chips it into the offensive zone. Haggerty, the first one there. Looking in front for Wilson. His wrist shot, blocker saved by Bernard. Now Sabad in the corner, coming out to the point for Ethan Matcham. His pass to Haggerty. Misses him, comes around to the near side. Wilson away from a check on the backhand, looking to go in front. That miss Sabad, but he's the first one there in the corner. Wrapped around to the near side. Haggerty cycling down for Wilson. Trying to chop that one around for Sabad, but didn't get enough wood on it. Nice job by Wilson to get the puck back again, though. Wilson now around a check, holding on to it, dropping it off for Matcham. He'll throw it down low. Pass Sherrock. Sabad looking in front. There's Wilson shooting one. Good save made by Bernard, and there's going to be a penalty here coming up, I believe, on the River Dragons, as Sabad is shaken up below the goal line in the Columbus zone. Sabad back to his feet and heading to the bench. And when we come back to the River Center, the Zydeco going back to the Badgers Heating and Air power play. We'll be back right after this.
We do things with passion. Everybody here really is invested. So if something can be done better, we challenge the status quo.
Zydeco fans, Tinker Outlet Mall is a proud sponsor of your Baton Rouge Zydeco. With hundreds of brands and unbeatable value, Tinker Outlet Mall has you covered on all fronts. Visit Tinker Outlet right off of I-10 and Highway 30 in Gonzales. Welcome back to Baton Rouge. It's a 5-3 River Dragon lead, but the Zydeco heading to the power play. Badgers Heating and Air power play. They've got one goal tonight on the power play. And it came from this unit. Bond, Graham, Larwood, Kuznetsov, and Lindbergh. Larwood was able to get that goal. Dunford is going to go for roughing. Just a 2-minute minor. As he went just a little too far there with Sabad. So once again, another really good opportunity here for the Zydeco to try to chip away. They've scored timely power play goals here all season long. Let's see if they can do it again. Kugler off the draw. Will wrap it around. Clearing attempt is whiffed on. Goes to Bond. He'll hold on to it for Kuznetsov. Now Lindbergh at the high point. His wrist shot. The tip save made by Bernard. And an extra hack by Larwood. He gets sent down to the ice. Graham comes in. He and Kugler go in for a bear hug. And that will be that. I don't see any arms up in the air. Draw will come to the left of Bernard once again. Larwood gives him a tap on the pads, trying to say, hey, buddy, not trying to hit you. Thought the puck was free. Another face-off. This one comes to the corner, picked up by Graham. Out to Lindbergh at the point, has to settle the puck down, moves it to Graham on the near boards. Spinning away from a couple checks. We'll wrap it around for Larwood. Bounces away from him. Now he gets it right back. He's got Bond in front. Can't get it to him. Goes to Kuznetsov at the circle. Kuznetsov for Graham. Oh, the pass was right in his feet. Now Larwood out to Graham at the point. That was read by Jemayev, and he sends it back the other way. Lindbergh setting up the breakout will hit Kuznetsov here on the near side. Kuznetsov has made things happen all night long. Moves it across for Bond. Bond holding on to it in behind the net. Then gets thrown into the boards. Looked like he was on his way down anyway, so no call. Bond now has it in behind. We'll go to Kuznetsov. He's got Graham back door. That one's just a little too far ahead of him, and now the River Dragons try to break back the other way. It's Bersani pulling up. We'll send it back to Underwood. And they'll kill off some time. Storjahan sent it down to Bernard. Underwood will take it off the glass and down. Now Thornton will settle things down as there's under half a minute left to go on this Badgers Heating and Air power play. Sherrock around a check. Will get it down low. Sabad takes a hit in behind. Pulled free. Wilson will try to go out to the point for Sherrock. He keeps it alive. Pinned up along the boards and then cleared out by the River Dragons. And that will do it for the remainder of this penalty. Both teams back at full strength. Here's Sherrock in the neutral zone. Moving it over for Brody Thornton. Entering in over the offensive zone line. His wrist shot deflected wide. Now sent high off the glass and out to center ice by the River Dragons. 7 minutes to go here in the third. Zydeco trail by 2. Galvin trying to go down low but couldn't get past the stick of Sherrock. And now Thornton up ahead for Sabad. He stood up there at the blue line. And Galvin back the other way. Will throw it in on net. And Bailey Stevens had some trouble with that. That one went off his shoulder and then into his pads, and smart on him by just dropping down to the ground, because the last thing you want to do is have that one fall onto the ice and you take it into the net by yourself. 6:50 left to go in the third period. 5-3 River Dragons. We'll be back right after this.
Find more of what you're looking for at LeBear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff.
Back in Baton Rouge. Moore has it behind the goal line. Come out to the far side and wrap it around for Lind, his wrister. Goes to Hunter. He'll go down low for Lind, trying to bink it in off Bailey Stevens, went off his back. Now Lind has it going out to the point. Kugler across for Jemayev. His slap shot. Good stop there by Stevens, who blockers it out of play. Zydeco fans, would you like to have the Zydeco come out to visit your school or event? Contact Grace at przydeco.com to schedule a meet and greet with your favorite Zydeco players. Off the draw, Namiki protects the puck and moves it to his partner, Brody Thornton. Thornton behind his own net, trying to set up a breakout. We'll look up ahead for Graham. Pass was at his skates. Storjahan a turnaround shot. That sails wide of the goal. And now it deflects off of Graham and out to center ice. Here's Kuznetsov. Spinning away from the check of Bersani. Larwood trying to go up for Graham. Knocked away from him. And now Graham, the recipient of a friendly hop, able to get in over the blue line. Now moves it to Kuznetsov, who curls away from a check, trying to get to his forehand. Now cycles it down low, past Larwood, but Graham picks it up in behind, wrapped around the wall, taken away by Storjahan, and out to center for Bersani. Bersani will dump it in. Brody Thornton looking up for Larwood as the Zydeco starting to make a line change. Larwood will toss it in deep. First one there is Dunford. He'll go high off the glass, wrapped around and out to center. 5 minutes to go here in the third. Zydeco down by 2. Haggerty will drop it off for Kevin Sabad. Sabad dropping it to Wilson, trying to go back to Sabad, deflected off of his skate into the corner. Haggerty there along the far wall. Pinned up there. Still pinned up along the wall. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guys there trying to get this thing loose. And finally it comes free for Wilson. Taking a turnaround shot that was blocked by Dunford. And now Haggerty trying to cycle it down low. Nobody there for the Zydeco. Take it back by the River Dragons and hoist it out to center by Wickline. In his own end, it's Ethan Matcham. For Lindbergh, that pass deflecting over for Bond. Nice job by Cox to be able to get it over to Bond on a bouncing puck. But Bond really couldn't settle it down. Now sent out to the point and flipped up ahead. Great play there by Moore. Coming in over the line, Kyle Moore trying to look over to the far side for Hunter. Now great play getting to the net by Jemayev, and a better save by Bailey Stevens with the right pad. Now Rio Namiki gets it deep into the River Dragon zone. Picked up by Hunter. Clearing attempt held in by Sherrock, not once but twice. Now this time it gets sent back out to center ice. Thornton's dumping goes right into the glove of Slahetka. Now picked up by Ryan Hunter entering the zone. Shooting one, and a good save made by Stevens. Got just enough of it off of the blocker. Now a turnaround shot from Bersani from the bottom of the circle. That one was kicked out of there by Stevens. Clearing attempt goes to the point. Stevens able to knock that one to the corner. Pass out in front. Good stop there by Stevens on Storjahan. So bit of a shooting gallery right now for the River Dragons. Stevens up to the task. Here's Thornton in the neutral zone. Able to backhand this one to the blue line. Slaheka taking it away. Now cross ice pass is picked off there by Sabah, but he had to wait for Haggerty to get back on side, so he gave up the puck. Keeping an eye on Bailey Stevens here down 2. Probably going to get pulled off early as soon as the Zydeco gets some control in the offensive zone. Now back the other way, Bersani able to flip it in behind the Zydeco net. Ethan Matcham up ahead for Wilson. He'll dump it in. That one was whiffed on, it looked like, by Bernard, but he had his pads in the way. So he was able to knock it down and get a glove on top of it. Just about 2 minutes left to go here in the third period. Zydeco down by 2. We'll see what they could do to come on back.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Church Funeral Services will handle it all with care. Church Funeral Services.
Back in Baton Rouge, Andy Petzinger here, bringing you the final 2 minutes or so of this hockey game. Bailey Stevens is on the bench, so the Zydeco will go with 6 skaters. Going to be Wilson, Haggerty, Sabad, Graham, Matcham, and Lindbergh to start it out. 2:07 to go on the clock. Off the face-off. Sabad able to get control, going out to Matcham at the point. Cycles it down for Wilson. Sabad in behind. Got Graham in front, can't get it to him. Going out to the point for Lindbergh, who keeps it in. And now finally punched out to center ice where Haggerty controls. Finds some open space here on the near boards. Wilson able to spike it in deep. Wrapped around for Lindbergh. Graham now in behind for Sabad, looking over some of his options. Pass out to the side. Goes to Lindbergh at the point. Gets his man down. Holding on to it. Now sends it towards the net. Goes wide. Kugler will go to the far side for Wickline. He'll hold on to it. Go over for Austin Doe, who redirects it into the Zydeco zone. 1:20 left to go in the game. Elijah Wilson cross ice for MJ Graham. He'll drop it to Lindbergh. Lindbergh cutting through a couple of players entering the zone, shooting one. Kicked aside by Bernard. Now Wilson again, holding on to it to the point for Lindbergh. Trying to shot towards the net. Samaro able to make a sliding stop, almost a stack the pads type play. And now kicked into the Zydeco zone. Lindbergh going off for a line change. Haggerty behind his own net. Dropping it off for Brody Thornton. Thornton cross ice for Nemeki. He redirects it in deep. Under a minute left to go. Underwood will wrap it around. Off Kuznetsov to Thornton at the point. Blocker save made. Rebound. Backdoor feed for Nemeki. Deflected off of one of the River Dragons' legs and never made it to him. Now Sabad. Across for Kuznetsov. He's got Graham down low looking in front for Nemeki. Taken away by Underwood. Who goes down? He and Sabad. Clearing attempt held in. Thornton throwing it towards the net. Kick save. Graham in front for Sabad. Went right between his legs. 10 seconds left to go. Taken away by the River Dragons. Sent all the way down and wide. Deflected. No, not off of one of the Zydeco. We are going to get an icing call with 2:3 left to go on the clock. And unless they add some time. So 3 seconds are going to be left on the clock here, which will unfortunately not be enough time for the Zydeco to make a comeback. They are going to drop this one to the Columbus River Dragons. As off the draw, Bersani gets on top of it. Will shield it away from Larwood, and that will do it for the game. It's a 5-3 final in favor of the Columbus River Dragons. Thank you for tuning in. We are now part of the Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing Zydeco postgame show. Give you a quick recap of what happened here tonight. Starting out, the Zydeco started the scoring. Brody Thornton picking up his 7th of the season off of a nice feed from Dmitry Kuznetsov. Hit him backdoor. Zydeco went up 1-0, and they almost escaped the first period without giving up a goal. But on the power play, the River Dragons were circling and swarming the net. A turnaround shot from Alex Storjahan just beat the clock to make it a 1-1 game. The second period started out, and it was pretty much all River Dragons for a majority of the period. A 3-goal period before the halfway point came by. Goals coming from Austin Doe, Justin Samaro, and Connor Lynn, to make it a 4-1 River Dragon lead. Then the Zydeco would come back on a power play goal of their own by Tyler Larwood going to the net. Deflected a shot inadvertently coming from Dmitry Kuznetsov into the back of the net. That made it 4-2. And then the first goal of the third period came to Kirk Underwood, that also being on the power play. So once again, another 2 goals given up on the power play by the Zydeco. It's the third time in the last 4 games that they've done that. Need to start righting the ship there on the PK. The last goal of the game goes to the Zydeco. It was Jake Cox picking up a rebound right in the slot, was able to find a hole and get it through the 5-hole of Sammy Bernard. Cox with his 4th of the year. Let's get to your momentum 3 stars of the game. Star number 3 for the Zydeco is going to be Jake Cox with that goal. Star number 2 is going to go to Tyler Larwood with his goal in the second period. And your first star of the game with 2 assists is Dmitry Kuznetsov. We thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget, we've got a game tomorrow night in Monroe, 7 o'clock puck drop. Pre-game show will start at 6:30 since it's a little bit earlier of a puck drop. So make sure to tune into YouTube a little earlier to catch all the pre-game action. Once again, thank you for tuning in. The Zydeco dropped this one by a score of 5-3. Andy Petzinger signing off.